Do you want to guess what the three big emotions that I see most often with homeschool moms in coaching, what they are? And really, they weren't what I thought they were. And I'm not talking about homeschool curious, and I'm not like the homeschool curious folks, and I'm not talking about the new homeschool moms. I'm talking about homeschool moms have been doing it for a bit. The three top emotions. Well, if you want to find out, I'm going to leave it for my email community tomorrow, so you can ask me for a link to connect with that. I'm sharing that, and also what the most likely big emotion is for newer homeschool mamas. But I released a podcast episode to a discussion on the book, Brene Brown's book, Atlas of the Heart, which is all about big emotions. And one of the 6 things that I picked up from her book that I think applies to our homeschool lives is about this quote. Research shows that the process of labeling emotional experience is related to greater emotional regulation and psychosocial well-being. Okay, so we can unpack that. And really it's saying if you can say what you're feeling, you're more likely to emotionally regulate, not engage in your big emotions in a way that doesn't serve you or serve your family. Which you can see why I would choose a quote like this. It's pretty applicable, wouldn't you say? And it's not just our kids' big emotions that we have to deal with, it's ours. And if you're ever concerned that you are the only one that, you fill in the blank, feels a certain way about her children or her homeschool or her life, it's just not so. We're all feeling the big feels. But I loved her quote because, of course, I've already learned this years ago that this was a necessary thing to do, is to really name what we're feeling. I learned it by necessity, but I love to hear it that research backs it up. And so I assume maybe that something shifts in our brains. I don't know. I don't know what the research is. I just know it from experience that journaling, writing, and speaking our big feelings and clarifying them really do help us. But with or without research, I've seen it be effective for me, and I've seen it be effective for other people. We need to identify how we feel, recognize where in our body we feel it, and succinctly describe our feelings, like clearly with precision. And over the course of time, we gain the skills to really identify those things. Doesn't necessarily happen right away. And if we're in a state of overwhelm, as many homeschool moms are, and I certainly was, well, it'll be a little bit until you figure out exactly what is overwhelming you. I've learned that big emotions pass. They actually pass within 90 seconds. You really, according to research, maybe you should time it, probably aren't interested, but maybe you could time it when you're having a big emotion, when you're feeling really intense with your child, or you're feeling really shamed because you chose to engage them the wrong way, or uncertain, or you fill in the blank. Having some of those big emotions, they usually last only 90 seconds, according to research. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm offering a self-compassion strategy session, a free class in the Facebook group, the Homeschool Mama Support Group, to help you create a plan to address your big emotions. I think there's often a focus for kids, for our homeschooled kids or our families, to teach them how to emotionally regulate, and that totally makes sense. But what doesn't make sense is if we don't know how to do it, we are not going to be able to do it with our kids. And I know I'm not the only one that had to learn emotional regulation alongside my family life, because I have met many. And even when we've had a plan, even when we've been taught by our own family how to engage our big emotions, we still need a tune-up at times, a reminder of how to engage our big emotions. So you are invited. There is a registration link in my bio, and if you're not quite sure where that is, you can always just ask me for the link. You need to register for it. If you join me live tomorrow, you're going to have free coaching. I'll do some one-on-one coaching. And also, if you don't and you can't join me live tomorrow, you have access to the video after the fact. I'm really excited to connect with you, to meet you, and to feel like we can go beyond this whole social media thing. Okay, so I hope you and your kids have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.